Hey.
What's up?
What's up, bro? Here we are again. Hey, everybody. This is Evan Layton with HTown Happy Hour.
Derek D'Altuve, HTown Happy Hour, #1 podcast in the world.
In the world, bro. Let them know. And we have two very special guests for you today. We have
Danny Wynn with Team Savage and Aston Martin Houston.
We got Omar Warrior here with Team Savage as well.
Nice. So
Omar.
what exactly is Team Savage?
All right, well, Team Savage is the biggest supercar club here in the state of Texas.
biggest.
Biggest.
Nice.
Okay.
Hands down. 170 members.
Wow. So what exactly is a car club? Explain that to me.
So a car club, I mean, there's a number of things. Car club, you go to events, you go hang out, do car meets, you do drives. For us, we host events, we give back, do charities, we do rallies, we do fun runs, we do all types of things. We even go to the shooting range together.
Nice.
It's like a
That's
social club.
Well, I mean, just in
yeah.
case of a drive-by, it's like,
You
hey, you
never
gotta know
know.
how to shoot, man. You gotta know how to shoot, man. If you're on the
That's
team,
funny,
man,
bro.
go to the shooting range, moving targets, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
the way Houston is, you got to protect yourself, guys.
Bro, so I had
It's a lifestyle, though.
Nice.
Honestly, Team, especially I would say Team Savage is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's full of business owners, entrepreneurs. I would say about 90% of the club are entrepreneurs, business owners. I can tell you this: I've been with the team for a year and a half. No, almost 2
Almost
years
2
now.
years, yeah.
Almost 2 years, and my business personally grew tremendously after joining the club.
Between
Wow.
that tight network.
Because we're doing business with each other.
Mhm.
We're
Right.
helping each other. You're talking about builders, realtors, doctors, engineers, business owners, investors, whatever it is.
Well, also, y'all have to think about y'all share a common love, which is go fast.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Right.
Common interest.
Yes.
We talk to each other every single day.
Yeah.
All day long. All
Yeah.
day long. We're in a group chat on WhatsApp, and it just does not shut up.
Absolutely.
So what kind of car are you rocking, huh?
AMG, a 2020 AMG.
2020 AMG.
It's,
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about getting that model,
You
but
should.
I just passed on it. I decided to go with the Tundra. The Toyota Tundra.
Hey,
What about you? What kind of car are you driving?
C63S, AMG.
Okay.
So they say you become the people you surround yourself with too. So I mean,
100%.
that's really cool. Like it's a way to form, like Evan has said, camaraderie with people, and you get a bunch of like-minded individuals. Who knows
Yeah.
what y'all can accomplish
It's
together.
definitely like a brotherhood.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. I realized something that the other day. So the savagery in the team.
Yes, I understand.
Before anyone joins in, they go into this group. It's called the recruits.
Yeah.
And inside the recruits, there's these seasoned veterans that are in the club that they don't hold back. There's no holding back. There's no filters.
The
There's no
salty
babying.
vets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As it should be.
And the ones that make it through get to join the actual group itself, become a member.
Yeah.
But before then, it's not hazing, but it's 100% keeping it real.
Right.
So they get to see a big glimpse of what's inside behind that doors. And if they can't handle it, they're out the door.
Yeah.
So once they get in, that's it, you're in.
It's a brotherhood for
Man,
life.
that is it.
In the year
They're in there.
2021, it's not hazing anymore. We call it just weeding them out.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
it
call
is.
it just
That's what
weeding
it
them
is.
out.
If you live
For the
long, you live
political
long.
correct folks, yeah,
For the
no more
political
hazing.
correct.
We're just weeding them out. Yeah.
Pruning. That's what it is.
I know. Actually, that's how I met you, Danny. Was you're going to be doing the car show at our post grand opening.
Yeah.
Oh, that ought to be special.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the founder of Team
the
Savage.
founder and president, CEO. Team
Wow.
Savage.
How did that come about?
Okay, so it started 2018, September. I used to do bodybuilding. So as me doing bodybuilding, I wasn't really into car meets and car clubs as much. I was into it back in high school, and then when I started college, I kind of just focused on my college path, and bodybuilding was like way to relieve stress and just do something else with what I wanted to do. And so as I was bodybuilding, I had a friend of mine that reached out to me. He was heavy into the car scene, and he asked me, he's like, hey man, you want to join my club? Come hang out, and we'll go to car meets together, do little drives here and there. And I was like, yeah man, why not? Like, that's what I do on my free time. I'll go hang out with you. And then during that time, 2018, I would go out, and back then it was a lot of stance cars, a lot of cars on bags, and it's really about being low to the ground back then.
Yeah.
The scene's definitely changed since it was. So I was on coilovers on my Volkswagen. I had like a 13 Volkswagen CC.
Coilovers? What is?
Coilovers. So it's
Anyone
like
who's not a car head.
adjusted suspension. You can change it up and down.
All right, nice.
Put it on your car. Yeah, you can go on the track.
Just for the other viewers.
Springs.
Yeah.
Springs. Okay,
Coilovers,
wonderful.
springs,
Wonderful.
and
All right.
strut.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I went into the scene. I had coilovers on my car. We went to a few car meets. I saw everybody on bags. I was like, man, I got a Volkswagen. I gotta get some bags, man. Like, I gotta look like everybody else. And so I bought some bags. And that weekend, I wanted to install it. It was the president's birthday, and he got pissed off at me, honestly, because I wanted to install the bags the weekend. It was his birthday, and the other members were willing to help me because they're like, man, bro, it's easy, bro. We can do it in 2 days. Knock it out, in and out.
You were installing your bags at the president's house?
No, not his house. It was one of the members' house.
Okay, one of the members'
yeah.
house. And was it a rule like, hey, no modifying your vehicle
During
at
his
the home?
birthday. Yeah.
Okay.
no.
During my birthday.
Yeah.
During my birthday.
So he was upset.
Is this the gentleman we're talking about?
No,
the friend of the
no,
club?
no.
Okay, all right.
No, so we went to one of the members' house, installed the bags, and man, the president got pissed off. He's like, all you guys, I brought all you in, and you're gonna be literally like helping him out, and you knew it was my birthday already, this and that. And we already went to his birthday, like the pre-birthday the night before. He got
Which was the birthday party. That was the birthday party.
Basically,
Right,
we
right.
all went for him, you know. And then so once he found out that we were already working on my car, he kicked all 7 of us out of the group chat.
Ooh,
He's like,
okay.
it's a wrap,
Wow.
bro. That's done. Like, I'm done with you guys.
So then these 7 people who were
me.
blacklisted
Yeah.
eventually ended up, now is that where the Team Savage came from? Because you're like, we did what we wanted to do and they kicked us out for it. So we a bunch of savages. What do we do?
Yeah.
Team
Well,
Savage.
not all of them are there with me anymore. Actually, only 2 of them stayed since back then. A lot has changed. So
The most savage.
Yeah, the most savage stays, you know?
Yeah.
So we finished installing the bags on my car. Car runs great, this and that. We have our own group chat. I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, we literally called it gang. Like, it's us, you know? It's us now.
It's a gang, yeah.
We're on our own. So there was 3 of them left in the club, and 3-4 months later, they just faded out. They just disappeared. I don't know. The club was no more. I started my little club. 2 weeks later, I named it Team Savage. I was like, man, I think this is an opportunity to kind of do what we want when we want to do it. And, you know, I know a lot of people that are going to help me do, you know, car meet stuff and making a club, like making this happen, creating this. And there was a friend of mine. He was a manager at this fuzzy taco shop in Sugarland. He was like, bro, you want to make some money? I think it's a good opportunity. You make some money and get some exposure because I know you like doing car meets. Like you told me about, I used to do car meets back in college, like high school. And I used to do it for a Five Guys burger. Like, I literally bring out hundreds of people. Back then, this was like JDM tuners, Infinity GTR 5s, 350Zs. Everybody just come out, have a good time, you know, just hang out.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really anyone doing car meets in Sugarland because, one, the cops there are super strict.
That was another question I was going to ask
They're
about that.
super
In the car club like that, how often do y'all hear talks of people being like, yeah, I got like 3 speeding tickets tonight? Do you ever hear people talk about that?
It
Like, is that a
happens.
big conversation point?
It's pretty common.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty common.
Cool.
Yeah.
How do y'all avoid those? Let me ask you that. tips from the
Oh,
experts
this
right
guy,
now.
actually, so Omar probably
think
has the
I'm the
most
most.
tickets in the whole team.
Oh, congratulations.
Pullovers.
Congratulations.
Hold on, it's most pullovers.
Not most
It's
tickets.
Not most
You
tickets.
able to get out of
pullovers I've ever
Okay.
seen.
Okay.
Omar with the most.
Even in his family Tesla, like the
Yeah,
SUV he has,
even in the Tesla, it doesn't
Wow.
matter if I'm driving an SUV or I'm driving a regular car or the sport car, I'm getting pulled over. Unfortunately, the hate is real. Man. It doesn't matter.
Well, the haters wear a nice little golden badge that says police, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it comes anywhere.
Okay, so you're doing them for 5 guys, and just kind of grew from there, or what?
So I was doing it from. So if you ever been to the Whole Foods in Sugarland?
I have not.
Can't say I have, sir.
Okay, so the one in there's a Whole Food in Sugarlands, and there's a Five Guys right there, and there's like a sushi spot that used to be there, Azuma Sushi or something like that. And so I did it for like 2 years there. It got so packed to the point where the police kicked us out. There's nowhere to park.
What a nice compliment from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like unbelievable.
This is ruckus and chaos.
Yeah.
You're going to bring it elsewhere. Thanks, big
That's
dog.
exactly
We got
what
you.
they said. The sushi spot kicked us out. Whole Foods kicked us out. There was probably 300 cars there in that little parking lot. Just me building it year after year.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not selling enough burgers and organic celery for this
For
amount
real.
of traffic to be
Yeah.
here.
And so I kind of just let it go. Like I was like, man, I don't really see myself benefiting from this too much. Like, you know, I lost that location that really meant something to me. And I was like, all right, well, that's when I kind of transitioned from doing those little car meets to just bodybuilding. Because I just went to the gym and just did that. I took it seriously. But fast forward, you know, I started the car club, and I was doing the car meets at Fuzzy's Taco Shop. And my good friend Ted, he's now a Euro of Houston. So if you guys know, he does like performance upgrades. He has a whole bunch of nice cars he works on, Lamborghinis, McLarens. When I did my Fuzzy's Taco Shop, like those car meets, he would bring his friends there. So it'd be a nice lineup of exotics, Ferraris, everything you could think of. It's like a nighttime coffee and cars. And it just kind of changed the way people saw car meets. They're like, man, these guys got like some nice exotics, you know? And like people are so accustomed to just seeing exotics at coffee and cars, and they never would see exotics outside that. And they're just like, man, he's actually like, it's weird. I like, you don't see exotics just like at the nighttime. And I would do them like once a month, and then other businesses would see it, and I just started.
Now, I know we were talking a little bit before the show. I know you said he had a bunch of businesses. Did you ever do a car meet at one of his businesses?
Done. It's been done.
Okay,
It's
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Which one of the businesses was it that he was able to do it at?
It's a cafe. It's called Sleek Chocolate.
Sleek Chocolate.
Sleek
Oh,
Chocolate.
Sleek.
Sleek Chocolate. So we do. We actually do morning times. We do our breakfasts. So we meet up.
The whole team.
The whole team.
Awesome.
We're talking about 200 plus cars.
How did you meet?
Okay, I got
How'd
it.
you meet Danny? How'd you get involved in Team Savage?
COVID, man. COVID.
Wow.
We were all locked up.
It's not all bad.
Well, it was in the beginning. It was when everything got locked up. So had a car, brand new. Just picked it up a week before the whole shutdown. Got a sport car with nowhere to go, nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I was remembering I needed to Google that day to see when this TX2K happening the next time. And one of the tags, it pulled up Team Savage. So I contacted him, I hit him up on the DM. And I said, hey man, I got this car, this and that. And
What's
goes,
up?
You know, exactly. He goes, well, meeting tomorrow. Once you come over, bring the car, let's meet. And it was the
It was a fun
Starbucks
run.
at the Galleria.
We did a little fun run.
It was a fun run.
Yeah.
So we met 8 o'clock at the Galleria, the Starbucks at the Galleria. We met there. I got to meet all the Savages that at the time that were there. At the time there were, I think, 65 members
Yeah.
when I joined
But
in.
we had about 30 cars show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did what's called a fun run, which is pretty much we all get together and we cruise together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get out of town, we go on the twisty roads, on the back roads. You know,
Any sort of epic trails?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't want to talk
But,
about it. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. All right. Stay tuned for episode next. All right. Whatever one's next.
Absolutely. Or you can come and ride with us. We'll show you.
But you got to be a savage.
You got to be a savage. Joined the team from there, man, and the rest was history. The
Yeah.
rest was history. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So I know you just got back. Y'all both. I'm sure you were there this weekend too. It's a pretty important thing. What just happened over this past
Oh,
weekend?
the rally.
The rally.
The rally. So we did a rally, Savage Rally number 2. We left from Houston, went to Dallas, and went to Austin. Now in Dallas, we partnered up with Park Up Front. We partnered up with Red Bull F1 Racing, which is out of this world. It was crazy. First time ever seen in person a Formula 1 car drifting in my face.
Yeah, y'all rode around with the Formula One car too, right?
When?
Or on the rally and stuff, or?
No. They were. It was a closed circuit.
Ah.
Oh yeah, some of us did.
Yeah.
Inside. Yeah. But I wasn't in the Formula
Yeah,
car.
not inside
Okay.
it, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah.
He's like, I got an AMG that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. I like that.
You don't want those cars.
Yeah, that Formula One. I mean, I know it's close to the Earth, but that's like a little red.
Man, it's a rocket.
Right.
It's a
Hey,
rocket.
believe it or not, like my dad used to live in Abu Dhabi, and they've got a Formula One like course out
They
there
do.
in
They do.
Dubai. Well, in between Abu Dhabi and Dubai.
They do.
You can go out there and pay to drive
Yeah.
the cars.
Yeah.
My dad
What?
drove one, hit the track with them and stuff a bunch of times. It's pretty dope. He sent pictures and he showed me the videos. It's just crazy.
Man,
That's
that
crazy.
thing, those cars are like riding a cardboard on wheels with an engine. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Asking for troubles, if you
There-
ask me.
There's no suspension.
Living life on the edge.
You hit a rock on the ground, man, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm not even worried about that, man. If you're 35 and over, back problems, knee problems, getting out of that.
That's all happening. That's all happening at once.
Man, my buddy's father is probably like, mid to late 60s, just bought a Prowler.
Oh, wow.
Just bought a Prowler. Those, you talk about getting in low level to seats and everything. Look at that and I go, hey, old man, I got some WD-40 for you for your hips. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can get in there, man. That thing's low, bro. But I mean, it's one of those things that you pay for. It's low to the earth. It looks good. It looks clean, and it's you standing in it up, not me, man. So I'll look at it.
Yeah.
No, those things are not comfortable at all, man. They're not.
Well, it's just him and his little dog. So I guess.
So I kind of want to. We kind of mentioned it earlier. I kind of want to touch in a little more. So like we said, Team Savage, they're going to be out at the Post grand opening November 13th. So what exactly goes on these car shows? Tell me about like one of these car shows, like the one that'll be happening at Post.
Okay, so I do have new announcement that Park Up Front is actually going to be coming down from Dallas as well to be
Wow.
part of the show.
Wow.
Which is pretty
Who
cool.
is?
Park Up Front.
Okay.
They're a big organization that we partnered up with, and they host events all across Dallas. We're talking about they do events from classic cars, supercars, inside convention shows. But yeah, they're going to come down and show support, show some love on this grand opening
Dope.
at Post Houston.
Awesome.
Our car shows and our events, we register like through Park Up Front, which is an app. So people will, I put the event information on there. They'll register through the app, and you'll
Nice.
get a confirmation to your phone. So basically, when you roll up, you show them your confirmation that you're registered.
Okay.
And then that's when you get your spot.
Pretty simple, if you ask me.
It is simple. It's simple and organized, and that's how I would like to be.
Yeah.
And that's why you're at the post grand opening, though, too.
We got it
Because
on
they got
lock.
some dope cars. That's why, bro.
Oh, I believe
For sure,
it.
for
Plus,
sure.
this man's he's like what would I say? He's like my counterpart. For like I'll run marketing for Post. He runs marketing for fucking Aston Martin, bro.
How did
He's
that
the
fall
marketing
in your
director
lap,
for
man?
Aston
How do
Martin.
you get
Yeah.
that? What are you just like, hey guys, look at me. Let me do
Well,
the marketing work.
The thing is, if you provide value,
Something like that. Yeah, cool.
that.
if you provide value, you know exactly what you're doing. There's a purpose to where like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be all for it. Like they need the marketing. They need the awareness,
Right.
and the brand needs to keep growing, not just be at where it's at. It needs to keep
Exactly.
growing. Connecting people is what is my purpose.
Yeah.
So, how did Aston Martin fall on my lap? It didn't necessarily fall on my lap, but I definitely worked
Worked
for it.
hard for
I
it.
There
worked
you
hard
go.
for it.
Love to hear it.
I have a
Oh.
sponsor, DME Tuning Texas. 2 years ago, 2019, they did a grand opening here, and I was hosting the event.
Mm-hmm.
So DME Tuning, what they do is they tune supercars and exotics. They make them go faster than they already are, and beyond belief. They were talking about McLaren's going 1,000, with like pushing 1,000 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they came here to town. They opened a new storefront, and when they opened the storefront, they're like, "Hey, man, like you got a lot of supercars, you got a lot of exotics. That's what we need. We need to bring that to the table during this grand opening." And I met my good friend Peter, he's the owner of Aston Martin and Star Motor Cars. So I met with Peter there at the grand opening while I was hosting it, and he saw my coordination, like the event had to go the way it had to go, where cars needed to be parked, and my social media standpoint, like really strong. I'm always
your social
consistent.
game's strong, bro.
It has to be like this is super
is.
important. I don't even know, like you just have to take it seriously, because if it matters to you, your future's gonna matter. You're doing it now,
Yeah.
So when he saw what I was doing at the pace I was doing it, he's like, we need something to we need someone to market Aston Martin the way it should be marketed.
Yeah.
So he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I need some help with the social media. So I did start working social media for Aston Martin in 2019. I didn't officially start working at the office at the dealership until right when COVID started in 2020.
Wow.
And
It didn't kill all jobs then.
I know, right?
It didn't kill all jobs.
No.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is you started as just managing their social media, and now you're
Right.
like the director of marketing.
Yes.
Crazy,
Yes.
bro. Crazy.
Thank you,
Hey,
brother.
I respect, because I started, I post where we're the owners, it's the family I work for, they're commercial and residential real estate builders. And when I started just to build Post's social media. First off, this was 5 years ago. Post is just now opening.
Right.
So when I heard about it and all, and I met with the family and stuff, I pitched them vision. I was like, let me start building this now.
Yeah.
We can do events here.
Ahead of the game.
Just like you're talking. We can do events here, activate the space, and when we open, we'll already have this mass following. Like we had already built HTown Happy
Perfect.
Hour, so the track record's there, kind of similar to you. And then,
You've been able to duplicate it in quite a way for them.
and then so all of a sudden now, I'm the director of marketing for In Town Homes, Love It Homes, Love It
Perfect.
Commercial, Post. So how's it going, Frank? So that's actually the owner. That's the guy we're talking about right now. Yes, sir. I'll send it to you. Yes, sir. Roger. You're good. That's the guy we were just talking to. Is the owner I was
Owns
just
this whole
talking
place.
about.
So
owns
we-
Post, owns In Town Homes, Love It Homes.
If he wants to come on the show, he can do
come
it.
on in the
he
show.
can do it.
Anytime.
He can say time's up or keep going. He has that call and say so. Let's just give him his respect.
Absolutely.
I can feel your I can feel like I recognize your energy from the get-go, bro, but I could feel like your path so much because I'm a very similar path, dude. It's crazy.
So let me ask you this: some of the people that are in Aston Martin, were they? Was a lot of people were they like kind of like almost oblivious to what the powers of social media can do? Because what I've come to find out is like I try to tell somebody maybe that's like 50, 60 in the older years. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and they're like, well, when I was doing it, I was taking
Right.
pictures with like a Polaroid, and so it's like being able to explain like, well, we can actually do that at a much higher rate. This is how.
I mean,
You know,
it
is
seems,
that-
like
More
he, it
efficiently.
seems like he saw the vision. It
Yeah.
seems like your
well,
buddy saw the vision.
Let me tell you
right?
this. So, Star Motor Cars is a family-owned business.
Yeah.
They did a lot of things old school. It's just like they didn't even have a marketing director. So when they hired a guy off-site, just doing the posting and just doing like he'll come in, take pictures, and then he'll just leave. Like there was no importance to it. For him, it was just a job. For me, it's like a passion and a career. For me, it's like there has to be more done. You have to do more, put more to the table. So when I came in, a lot of things had to be revised. Aston Martin Houston never made any flyers. They just didn't see any help in it. But there's so much to it. When you make a flyer, physical flyers at shows and events, and you pass them out, and digital flyers, posting, they see so much value in that, and it gains so much more exposure that you're missing out on. So for me, modernizing Aston Martin Houston and bringing a lot to the table, I actually got the Red Bull sponsor for Aston Martin Houston at Aston Martin, and like they were just like, how in the world did you get Red Bull sponsor at the dealership? And it's
Yeah.
like me knowing people from my past, and just doors open for me and opportunities arise, and I took it. I was like,
Well, and
look,
also kind of like we were talking about earlier, that consistent work in whatever field you're going in, other people who've also done that consistent work start to appear.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I want to add in, very important, Aston Martin is also a partner of the grand opening.
Yes,
and
we are.
so you'll see some
They're our
very
sponsor.
dope Aston Martins
Martins.
at the grand opening of Post. So that's very important to mention, I think. So I know also, like, just in our conversation, this is something I think is honestly just cool as fuck. You had said, hey, man, when we first asked you to come on the podcast, you were like, hey, man, can I bring my mentor? So kind of him saying that, what does that mean to you?
Man, Danny has the potential. Danny has
Yeah.
a huge potential, actually, to become something big. And something I keep reminding him of, I'm not letting go until you're done, until I see you up there. There's few people that you meet throughout your life. There's people that have the drive. There's people that have the passion. There's people that have the vision. But there's little people that actually have that spark in them to go the whole way, to go to the finish line and then create another line. You know? Speaking of finish line, there is no such a thing as finish line. This is something
It's
that
a
we were
marathon.
talking
Very
about
true.
today.
Yeah.
Very true.
We were talking about that today with another. So I do a Big Brother program at some of the high schools, some of the local high schools.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good for you.
Respect to that, bro. That's really cool.
I do. And I'm not saying this so I can brag about it, but I'm saying this because I want to encourage it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids. There's a lot of youngsters. Man, I wish someone came and hold me by the hand and
Right.
said, "Come here, let me show you." I don't need him to do it for me.
Yeah.
But let me show you so that way you're not wasting 2, 3, 4 years out of
Right.
your life, and then you're like, well, that was a learning experience, and then you
Yeah.
go back to point zero, you know?
Yeah.
But we were talking about that today with someone, and he goes, man, I just can't wait to get to the finish line. And I said, flash news. There is no finish line. That line, that finish line, is the start line to another level.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'm writing that down.
Right.
That's about it.
No matter how far you're gonna go.
It is, man.
Yeah.
It is. And we were talking about that today. I said, don't make that finish line so far away that you lose vision of it. Make it somewhere close. Bring it closer to you, but don't call it the finish line.
Well, and also, with people's imagination, you can put your finish line wherever you want to.
You do.
And they put it so far out that it's almost an unobtainable goal for them.
Absolutely.
And that imagination is being used for the bad.
It is.
And that's what causes the anxiety. Oh, I can never do it. And it's like, well, put a finish line maybe a little bit closer. And that's just a specific goal while you're on a direction. That's all it is.
It is.
The finish lines, those little wins, those little victories, it's on the direction for something much bigger.
Call it stepping stone, call it a finish line, call it whatever you want, but don't throw it so far away. If you throw it so far away, you're not going to reach it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you
just
start
not.
getting discouraged.
You do get discouraged.
I
because
can't do it.
You do.
All
You
those
do.
words start coming out. It's funny. You mentioned helping out the youth and being able to. You wish somebody you had to kind of give you a little bit of ropes. I was coaching football for the 11 and 12-year-olds over in Pearland for a little while, and I'll tell you, I'd had 2 seasons of it. And we killed it. We went 1-9 both seasons, fellas. 1-9 both seasons. All right.
Beautiful.
I was out there barefoot, no shoes. I had my cutoff tee tucked into my shorts, and I'm out there, coach, barefoot. And you know what? Those positive words have such an impact on them because there's a lot of people that their fathers aren't there anymore.
No.
Their fathers, their mothers aren't there anymore. It's just the dad. Hey, can you teach little Johnny how to play football? And it's like, well, he refuses to wrap up or try hard, but I'll do my best.
I mean, that's your job.
Well, and that's why I'm out there. I remember Miss Hinkle, if you're watching, but Isaiah came out, and he was this timid little 11-year-old, right? But his dad was one of the step-in coaches also. I remember he was always very timid. Coach Austin calls him in. Isaiah, you're up. I turn around. I always called him Big Game Isaiah. Because I didn't think he had that thought that he could have a big game. Yeah. And I remember he calls, Austin goes, Isaiah, get in here. And his mom was standing right there. I turn around and I go, big game. And he was just
hype it up.
His mom was just laughing because he's never felt that kind of intensity before. I'm walking around hitting him in the head on the helmets with my head, just headbutting him and
Get
stuff.
that adrenaline going.
I'm trying to let him know my head's bleeding and stuff. And I'm like, get some, and but that encouragement matters to the youth.
We do. We have to, man. We have to, especially, I don't know what's going on with the youth these days, but they're not built the same, man.
Right. That's the truth,
They're not built
bro.
the same.
That's the truth.
They're not built the same, and I'm hoping that maybe we can influence something new coming soon, There's a lot of immigrants, guys. There's a lot of immigrants stepping into Texas specifically.
Yes.
For sure.
And sadly to say, keeping all the politics out or anything like that, some of these youth do get separated, and that stays off the news. We don't talk about it, They do get separated. They end up in warehouses somewhere on Beltway 8, somewhere on I-10, And these churches, they rent these big warehouses. They throw all the kids in there, and they call it that's temporary home until someone can find a home. But they still go to a public school in the middle of all these other kids that have homes, that have clothes,
so imagine
schools,
the
shoes,
mental effect, the toll on these youngsters.
And their whole life coming from their countries, they're told they cannot be something, they're oppressed, they're depressed, all of that kind of stuff. In the school, honestly, we teach them how to read and write, but we're not teaching them how to be men, how to be successful.
Ding, 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 ding,
They're
ding,
not.
ding.
We're absolutely this
What
whole thing.
what they've tried to do is more or less blur those lines so they can't see or know. I mean, it still baffles me. I mean, I understand everyone is for, what they want to do and your thing and all that. But I walk into a Starbucks and there's 2 bathrooms, one with the guy, one with the girl, and the same thing. I turn back in and I go to the baristas. I'm like, hey, which one is for the men?
Which one is
and
mine?
which one is for the men? You know what I mean? These chin hairs don't lie, all right? I'm telling you. And I had to just walk in with a leap of faith into the bathroom that had with a woman that had a dress on it and a man standing there. So they blur the lines, and I think the youth doesn't really get a chance to understand who they are before they get warped.
The youth have no idea how to be successful individuals to the community.
Right. Right.
Fine, you don't have to be a successful person to yourself, but at least, don't damage the person next to you.
Right.
And ignorance is a cancer. It just spreads, man. It freaking
Well,
spreads.
that's what-
Wildfire.
That's why it's good to be authentic with who you are. You know what I mean? You got to be real. Because what was it you were just saying? What was it?
What is it?
You're saying what spreads like wild? Ignorance.
Ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance
Yeah.
spreads like cancer.
Like I mean,
Just
man,
spreads.
whenever you hear people talk bad about someone's a certain type of anybody, like some people in Texas, you say, these kids are going over to these homes, that are over off to the side, and some people are like, well, just F these people and F those people, and it's kind of like, hey, that's not good. That ignorance, that hate is bad.
I'll tell you what. Go sit anywhere. Go sit anywhere. Restaurant, bar, club, church, colleges, whatever. Talk bad. Talk shit. The whole table is going to participate.
Yeah,
right?
Wow.
Start speaking science. Start speaking something
other than
positive.
gossip.
Start speaking positive.
Mm-hmm.
Single motherfucker is going to open his mouth.
It's quiet.
You're the only person that's talking.
It's funny too. Like I was reading something online the other day, and it was talking about this lady. She was a teacher, and she wrote a bunch of math equations and the answers on the board, and it was like 1 times 9 is 7, 2 times 9 is 18, 3 times 9 is 27, and so she did it all 1 through 10 and got them all right except that first one. She did 1 times 9 is 7, and so all the class started laughing and everything. Everyone's laughing at her and pointing it out, and she was like, what? And they're like, you got that the 1 times 9 isn't 7. And she's like, exactly. She's like, I wanted to show y'all a life lesson. I wanted to show y'all a life lesson. I got 9 things out of 10 right, and all y'all care about is the one thing I got wrong.
Boom.
The
Is that
one
one
thing
thing?
I got wrong.
Did y'all feel the ground
Is that
shake
one
on that?
thing?
That was big.
Is that one thing?
So
One thing. Unfortunately, we live in a time where we do not congratulate anything positive.
yeah.
Unless you did something negative and then you ended up with something positive out of
Right.
it, and we're like, yeah,
Oh,
you did a
you
great
turned it
job.
around.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but there is nothing positive out of negative. Negative is only negative.
Yeah.
Right, and misery loves company is the one thing that that's also the affliction around it. You start talking about, oh, this bad thing happened to me, this bad thing. Someone else will be like, well, bro, let me tell you, my girlfriend left me 400 times. You know what I mean? All this horrible stuff, and they just keep going back and forth.
There's one thing I can't stand is like a complainer, someone full of negative energy all the time. Like people ask me all the time, like in the office and different stuff. It's like when people will be like, why are you always in a good mood? Because like I'm in charge of my mood. Like I don't care what anyone else is doing. I am in charge of my mood. So why would I choose to? You choose to be in a bad mood.
That's about it.
It's no matter what happens to you, you can still be in a good mood. Like it could be raining. I could have got a flat tire on the way. I might get frustrated when it's happening. I'm changing my tire, pissed off. But the second I'm done, let's go.
Yeah, you feel better.
Yeah.
Some weights lifted off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But going back to Danny, man. Danny definitely does.
Speaking
have
about
the
lifting weight
potential.
off your shoulders, you were bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
Man, I was in the best shape of my life.
Absolutely.
I was always tired, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, what is it? What's like? So, first off, how is social media? Like, I love talking about this because I.
All right, let's get it.
like
Social
that.
media gurus here.
How has social media helped Aston Martin, as well as how has it helped the car club and Team Savage?
So how has Aston Martin been helped with social media? For us, it's more of getting the car in the community for people to see. There's not enough Aston Martins on the road. If you compare it to Lamborghini, McLaren, Ferrari, there's way more of those. These cars are still handmade. They're still custom made, which we pride ourselves on. A lot of these, upcoming, people who make it and they have money, they have fast money. They want a car that's flashy. They're not really too into the old school like handmade cars. They want a car that's gonna be, as soon as they buy it, everyone's looking at it. You know, it's less of the appreciating what you got, and it's more like, I want to get the attention. I want to drive through River Oaks and everyone see this car because I got it. For Aston Martin, for me, it's like, how many times can I take these new Aston Martins that we're getting to these shows and getting the word out there that, hey, these Aston Martins are unique and special for what they are. Like nice like quilting and like custom stitching, and a lot of Lamborghinis and all that. There's like literally the machine like get the car in and out and it's already sold. For us, it's like we put the time and effort into it, and there's like hours and hours and hours of getting the car made the way the customer wants it to make when they configure the car.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know why people don't like Aston Martin that much. I mean, it's a James Bond car, for
I
God's
know,
sake,
they're
man.
dope.
Creme de
more
la
the old
creme
school,
type
man.
purchase, though.
Right?
I mean, it's a, what, like you said, it's a luxurious,
It is.
lavish
It is.
purchase.
Right.
You know, those kind of transactions. Someone goes,
That's a lot.
I got an extra 200,000. I'll take the upgraded one. Go for it.
yeah.
Is that kind of like how it is? I mean, do you see people going in there going like, but my credit? Like, I want the car, but my
Hey,
credit's at a
they
six
walk
matte
in.
pain,
They
you
walk
know?
in like they got the 800 credit, but they walk out. They didn't have that 800 credit. You know, it's different. So.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of misleading sites out there. They're like, yeah, you're sitting around the 820 plan. They get the FICO check, and it's like, yeah, you're at, no, 628,
No,
buddy.
no, it's not good.
When are you gonna have Aston Martin?
Honestly, I do want an Aston Martin. One day, I do want to get a DB11 AMR.
Yeah.
It's one of my dream cars up there with the Huracan. So
Yeah.
give me some time. We'll make it
Yeah.
happen.
That's it. Tell me. We said goals,
How are you
right?
gonna get him
Yeah,
there,
we
right?
said
How are you gonna get him there?
How many
We'll
years?
get him there. We'll
Cool.
get him there.
That's what I want to hear, man.
How many years till you got an Aston Martin?
Well, I want to go Huracan first, honestly.
Ah!
That's been my dream car since I was a kid. Since I was a
Okay,
kid,
okay,
okay? And then
okay,
and then
okay.
Aston Martin for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Whenever you have that lavish 200,000s laying around, and just be like, you know what?
Exactly.
All right, for sure.
Hey, just put it on credit.
Put it on the credit card.
Credit's king, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, no, it really is. Actually, Frank, that's something that that my mentors have taught me is like, especially in like the real estate industry, a lot of people don't understand like when things crash and everything, the banks are bailed out. You're not. So if you had a lot of fluid cash and stuff, you're kind of screwed. If it's all on credit and in the bank's being bailed out, you're kind of fine. So when the whole real estate bubble happened, he learned a lot from that, and credit, believe it or not, it's almost more beneficial than actual cash.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
These, like the new Digibucks. What is all that blockchain? And everyone's like, the Ethereum, man, the Bitcoin. I invested like $50 in it, and I made some money back. But honestly, I felt too obsessive about what the stock market was doing. I was like, I'm out.
Bro, you just kept looking at your screen. Didn't
Stupid,
you?
Yeah.
stupid. I was just like, I gotta stop this, man. I gotta focus on the real world.
It's an
a virtual
addiction. It's an
gamble.
addiction on
It is an addiction.
It is an addiction.
Absolutely.
Plus, with to me at least, especially if you're trading constantly, like and staring at your phone all day doing it, because I've been there too. I've been doing it too. It's kind of it's a little closer to gambling as opposed to investing. Like investing long terms, mess with some Vanguards, mess with some like the bigger ones that have all the companies spread through. Mess with those, and in my opinion at least, that's kind of how you invest long term. You know what I'm saying? But the digital currency, constantly trading all the time, it's addicting, and it can be a gamble.
Man, unless you're doing this full time, unless this is your full time
Unless
job,
gig,
if you're a
right.
day
Unless-
trader,
Right.
yeah.
unless this is your full time job, you're making a living
Yeah.
out of this, it's not for you.
You're right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just not for you. I know people that are, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna do a couple hours a day. All right, good for you. Do you have any advice for me? I'm not gonna advise you nothing.
Nice.
Because no matter what I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Go do it, and after you do it, come and see me.
Tell me about your experience, and then we can talk.
After you're done and you lost a couple of $1,000s, come back to me, and
I'll
let
ask for
you
a couple
know.
thousand in consulting fees, and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm like, so what'd you learn? And I start taking the notes. I'm like, thank you very much for your experience. That's about it.
Yeah.
I got the notes right
That's
here,
it,
man.
That's it. But honestly, if you're not the expert,
Yeah.
if you're not doing this every single day and you're not an expert in it, it's just not for you.
Right.
It's just not
I got
for
a
you.
couple
Totally
futuristic
understood.
questions. What's up next for Team Savage in the next year?
Nice.
What's
Man,
going
what's
on
up
in the
with that?
next year, man? What's the big plans? Let us know first on HTown Happy Hour.
Well, first thing in news is being able to work with Post Houston and Post HTX and having a partnership with them, and not just for the grand opening, for future events. Sure. The new home of Live Nation just changes the whole game. I do want to venture out on our rallies, which is very important to our members of the team. A lot of these guys want to get out of Texas. They spoke about Miami, talking about New Orleans, Vegas.
We're gonna go to Miami, definitely.
There's
Oh, it's
about a thing.
it's about a 14-hour drive if you got 3 people in the back.
No.
Nine.
We're not talking about driving the whole thing. We're
Nine.
talking about transporters, everything. We're gonna make something. We're stirring up something big.
I went to an event for
I'm driving to Miami.
Someone to drive.
9 hours. Let's see who's gonna beat me.
That's why he gets pulled over the most. Savage.
Yeah, but you know,
So some new rallies is in the future.
new rallies in the future, big events. We have new sponsors.
Dope.
But we have venues all across town. We're talking River Oaks District, all up and down Washington, Clutch Bar, Sporting Club.
Okay.
We definitely want to reach more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We do want to do
We
more.
definitely want to
Reach
expand. We want
cities.
to other cities. We definitely want to take over Texas. I mean,
Cool.
let's
Cool.
let's keep it that way. So, what I do for a living is I was telling him earlier. I turn into things. I turn businesses into corporates, and then from corporates we franchise them.
Nice.
And after we franchise them, of course, you know how that game works. So I definitely want to turn Team Savage into a corporation, and I want to help
Nice.
Danny to franchise it. And from there, man, it's a nonstop.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Not just Texas. You're talking about
Yeah.
America. You're talking about China,
Yeah,
Europe, all of
for
it.
sure.
You know, I definitely foresee Team Savage reaching on the other side of the pond within the next at least 5 years.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Dope.
What a talk about a future growth plan set out
Yeah.
by somebody who believes in you right there.
Oh, yeah,
Next
for
5
sure.
years is going to be good, isn't it now?
Yeah.
For sure. I'm telling you, in 1 year, so I recruit members, right? And we bring members into the team. In 1 year, I recruited 100 members.
Wow.
That means I recruited
It's growth.
literally one member every 3-4 days.
So now if somebody did want to become a Team Savage and if they didn't want to be recruited, they wanted to recruit themselves and they wanted to reach out to y'all, how would they do so? Well, if they wanted to reach out to you specifically,
Oh, how would
if they
they
wanted
reach
to
out
be a
to
part
me?
of Team Savage, they just
So they
hit you
can
up?
DM me. They
Okay.
can, you know,
What's your IG?
team_savage_713.
Team_savage_713. What about you got a website or what?
Yeah, teamsavage713.com.
Cool.
We're actually rebuilding it right now. I got my media guys on it. Actually, I have a marketing director,
Nice.
and I have a videographer. I have a PA as well.
What you mean? You are a marketing director.
I have a marketing director.
marketing director
for-
needs a marketing
Yeah,
director.
for sure.
man.
I have a
For
marketing
sure.
director for marketing
Have any
director.
of you entrepreneurs heard of delegating tasks?
Yeah.
okay, so
Right.
there
That's
you
what
go,
we're starting
man.
to do.
How it works.
Right,
That's
is how
it
you got to
works.
get
Your
get
boy's
so much
tired.
business.
I'm getting tired.
So hey, we have one more thing, and our time's almost getting to that time. If somebody else was thinking about maybe getting into the car club industry or starting maybe something of their own, what sort of golden nuggets or pieces of information would you give?
Most important information is you're not doing it for the knowledge. I mean, you're not doing it for getting famous, getting out there, the money, whatever. You're doing it because you want to do it. There's a purpose to it, and you find your purpose in doing it and making people happy and connecting people. Then that's the best advice I can give you.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Look, it's in anything. It doesn't matter whether
Yeah,
it's a
same
car
for
club
you.
or anything
Yeah.
like that. You know, if you're gonna do anything for the money, then you just failed right,
Right.
now. That's it. That's
Right.
it. If you chase the dollar, you will never get it.
Right.
It's all about the success. This is one of the things that I was trying to instill in some of the younger members in our group. Don't see the Lambos and all that kind of stuff and say, you know what, I'm gonna go and I want to make $500,000 a year. It's not gonna happen. Absolutely.
It's not the right way of thinking.
It's not.
Longevity.
It's not.
Any person that talks about like, man, if I only had 100,000, if I only had $1 million, I'm talking about you're shooting yourself way too short. You want to know why? You want to hope for have a business that's producing $1 million a year, and over time that you're gonna crush that $1 million goal.
It is.
You're
It
gonna
is.
crush that $1 million
It is.
goal because you're gonna have. You know, if you have a business that's producing $300,000 a month, you know what I mean, or if that's just what you're collecting in revenues or something, you know, minus the supplies expense and all that, but that sort of productivity is going to far surpass any sort of milli in the bank. What are you going to do with just a milli?
Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a successful person poor?
Mentally poor or
No, just poor with no money. Never. Every single
Interesting.
person that has reached the level of success got
Yeah.
money. Money, wealth is a side effect of success.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
But it doesn't mean because people got money, they're successful. I've
Right.
met a lot of dumbasses with money.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah,
But that money
that's
doesn't
true.
last. That money doesn't last.
But you don't really see a successful person without money.
No, you will
Yeah.
never ever see a poor successful
Wow.
person. You know?
Wow.
Success bleeds money.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
just that. And one word that I remember from being younger, and I'm sure you guys remember this: easy come, easy go. That's about it. You know, all these TikTokers, YouTubers, good for them. They're working hard, they're busting ass, but
it
to me,
came
that's
easy?
easy money. You know, easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
If TikTok one day decides, fuck it, we're
Yeah.
out.
You're done.
We
We're done.
tired of y'all.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
That's it. There's gonna be a lot of unemployment.
I'm gonna be hiring.
There's already enough unemployment.
I'm gonna be hiring a lot of servers, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you really want to piss off anyone, if you really want to get under the skin of any of the youth, you know what I'm saying? You just say, hey, the internet's down, okay?
Yeah.
Internet's down. You don't get any more internet today, and they go bonkers.
Man, the other day when Instagram went down, when Facebook went down, remember that?
Yeah.
It was like
7
2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I swear to God, man, people were walking around like zombies, freaking
Kept
out.
refreshing.
Freaking out.
Speaking of that, it was kind of refreshing.
No,
It was.
It was kind of
For us,
refreshing.
Way to
it
bring it
was.
full circle.
Our
Right.
eyes
good.
are like literally planted in the phone
Yeah.
all the time because there's something going on. For me, I had a lot of people ask me, it's like, hey, so how'd you deal with your 7 hours with no Instagram? I was like, honestly, it felt nice.
I
I
enjoyed
didn't
it.
expect that.
I
They're
got
like,
to
for me,
clock out for the day.
Yeah.
You guys do that more often? Once a week.
right.
Once a week.
I tell
need
you,
that.
when it first all happened, I realized it down. I caught myself refreshing it one time, and then I did it, and I was like, it's down. I was like, fuck. I'm looking for it. I was like, fuck it, and just like I'm good. Let me. It's almost like when I would lose my phone or something, and I have to get a new one a couple years ago, even before like social media and stuff. I would like not having the phone for the day or two.
yeah.
Only you, bro. That would not be me. I would freak out.
I don't
Y'all
know,
ever
it's
left the
kinda-
house and been like 5 minutes down the road and been like, forgot my phone, and you turn around and go back home?
immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That's
just
a
kind
part
of
of us
staple.
now,
it
Yeah.
is. It really is.
But yeah, no, I think that's about that time, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good
Another,
stuff, though.
another episode in the
Guys,
books. Dude,
thank y'all
5
so
minutes
much.
later and we're
Absolutely,
finished
man.
here, man. I mean, that
Absolutely.
conversation happened so fast.
Absolutely.
What
Like,
about
I mean-
you? You got IG website or anything? How can people find you, brother?
For what? For my car, it's AMG Black Diamond.
AMG Black Diamond, nice.
But for business-wise, no, I really don't have it. Well, analystmarketing.com is one of our websites. We
Cool.
offer consulting for small businesses.
Yeah.
So any business that wants to expand, that wants to grow, that wants to just double their income or quadruple their income, they can hit us up and we can map them out.
Nice.
We can give them the map to success.
Awesome.
We write their business plans, their action plans, all that kind of stuff, and we also help. We help businesses. We have a management company. I own a management company as well, where my employees, my staff would manage your company for you for X amount of years, for X amount of percentage, until you reach the level where we feel and you feel comfortable that we can let go of,
Yeah.
we can take the training wheels
Right.
off.
You can fly.
Exactly.
Get out next,
exactly.
yeah.
So we've helped a lot of small businesses actually here in Houston. Solar company started with one office. Now they have offices in 7 different states, averaging about $4 million a year in
Wow.
income per office.
And you say these kind of success stories are found on analystmarketing.com?
Analystmarketing.com. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I do want to say one more thing before we
Add
get
it
on.
in, bro.
Go for it.
Post Houston
Let's go.
grand opening
Let's go.
November
Yes,
13th.
yes.
November 13th.
Don't forget, there's so many people
going
already
down.
RSVP'd. The whole
Yep.
city's gonna be there.
H-Town's coming
We're
out.
working on getting a race car out there too, like a legit track car out there. And yeah, so the car show is from 3 to 7. Grand opening all day.
Yep.
If you registered, roll in at 1. The rest I'll take care of. We'll take care of. Make it happen.
Cool.
Make it happen.
Already.
Beautiful.
All right.
Hey, guys, thank y'all again for tuning in.
stuff.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for the next episode. H-Town.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Money in the bank.
Good shit.